My mum won tickets, and I thought it was pretty good. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. It was quite good. I'd probably give it about 4 out of 5 stars. It has Tony Hale, who you might know from Veep, Arrested Development, The Serious Benedict Society, Chuck, Toy Story 4 as Forky. And he acted pretty well. I thought he was quite a good actor in this. I thought that the actors playing his children in the film were good actors as well. Surprised the budget was 3 million. The effects look pretty good. I wonder if Tony Hale took a pay cut for it. The actors acted well. The effects were good. Good story. It was quite funny. It was a horror comedy. Quite scary too. I was surprised that in Australia we have PG, which in America I think it's like G8 or something. Like it's. I thought it probably was at least an M or at least PG-13 if M in Australia or PG-13 in America. No, it was quite good, quite scary. Definitely recommend it. Go see it. Yeah, awesome film. Um, while I'm here, I recently brought Watchmen. Watchmen's always cost too much. It's like $50. But that's like the big version. This is a small version. If you compare it to the size of another comic book, it's a big difference in terms of scale. So this one was, because it was only paperback, it's not hardcover. It only cost like $90, and they say Watchmen, it's one of the greatest comic books of all time. I quite liked it. I don't know if I'd give it greatest of all time, but maybe that's because of the generation I'm born in. Definitely 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Maybe I didn't understand. I probably have to reread it. I recently got Superman, All-Star Superman, which I heard that the new Superman film with David Corenswet is based on this book, and definitely 4 out of 5. I really liked this one. I thought the art was unusual. Like Frank Quietly, he's a good artist. But there's times with the art is sort of an uncanny valley where it's good, but it's sometimes can be off-putting. But he is a very good artist, I think. And as I said, if you're watching my last live, I don't know if I can review this yet because I haven't really finished it. King Arthur's Death, and I realized how hard it was to sort of read it. I got it off right. That's why it ended last time. If I'm gonna continue with that, this is very improvised. This live. Hello, are you Greek? No, wait, is it Czech? No. Sorry, I'm Morgas. I don't know what language that is, but thank you for the kind words. Is there a translate function? Because I want to respond to you, but I don't have the intelligence to. Sorry, but thank you anyway, Amogos. I appreciate it. So I shall make my vow devoutly to Christ and the Holy Vernacle. This is King Arthur's Death. It's a poetry book. So I shall make my vow devoutly to Christ and the Holy Vernacle, virtuous and noble, that for this great villainy I will not take revenge on those venomous men with my valiant knights. I shall furnish trained forces for your defence, 50,000 men within 2 months, paid from my own pocket, to wend where you like, and fight with your foes that treat us unfairly. Then that bold noble, the Lord of Brittany, counsels King Arthur and calls on him to answer those aliens with audacious words and entice the emperor to travel over the mountains. He said, I make my vow vehemently to Christ and the Holy Vernacle, I will never leave your side, for fear of no Roman that reigns on earth. We will always be ready, found in battle array, and no more dubious of dents from their deadly weapons. Then of the dew that is damp when it drops to earth, and no more shy of the sweep of their sharpest swords. Then, as if there were flowers grown fresh in the field, I will bring surely to battle my best knights in Berenice, 30,000 by tally, a throng fully armed, within a month and a day, to whichever land that you first seek to send them, as when you think best, Aye, says the Welsh king, let Christ be worshipped. Now shall we wreak full well the wrath of our elders. In West Wales I know such horrors they wrought, that all for sorrow they weep, who do well dwell on war. Every man in the vanguard I shall have in my charge, until I have vanquished the Viscount of Rome, that wrought me great villainy at Viterbo once. So I passed on a pilgrimage by Pontremoli. He was in Tuscany then, and took some of our knights. YouTube is really laggy lately. It's quite annoying. Apologies about that technical difficulties. He was in Tuscany then, and took some of our knights, arrested them without right, and ransomed them later. I shall surely ensure we shall not be reconciled, lest we durst assemble by ourselves alone, and deal dance of death with our deadly weapons, and for that war I will fund my own worshipful knights, the best warriors of Wales and the West Marches, 2,000 in total, all horsed on steeds. Thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. The strongest who I know in all those West lands. Sir Wayne Fitz, Urian then full eagerly asks, he who was the king's kinsman, and courageous himself, Sir, if we would know your will, we would do what you wish, whether we journey now or adjourn until later, to ride on those Romans to ravage their lands. We are shaped to ship to go when you wish. Kinsman, said the conqueror, you ask most kindly, if my counsel accords so to conquer those lands. Come then the first day of June, we shall quickly engage them with our cruelest knights. So may Christ comfort me. Therefore unto Christ I make this vow devoutly, and to the holy Vernicle virtuous and noble I shall let Lamas take leave to long at my will, in Lorraine or Lombardy, wherever I like, to march on to Milan and mine down the walls of Pietrasanta and Pisa, and of Pontremoli in the Vale of Viterbo. I will victual my knights, stay there for 6 weeks, and refresh myself, send knights to that prize city, and plant my siege at that place, unless they proffer peace in appropriate time. For certain, says Sir Owain, and so I now avow that, may I ever see that man with my own eyes that squats in your birthright, the empire of Rome, I shall chance at once to snatch at his eagle that is borne on his banner of bright rich gold, and wrench it from his retinue, and rive it asunder, lest it be readily rescued by his righteous knights. I shall reinforce those you field with fresh men at arms, 50,000 fine men, all on fair steeds. To fall on your foe as you would see fit, in France or in Friesland, to fight where you will. By our lords, said Sir Lancelot, now this lifts my heart, our Lord God, for the love these lords have vowed. Now may lesser men please also say what they like, with no let to hold them, but first listen to me. I shall be to join battle. Gentle knights, on a jaunty steed so joyously girded, just as that day starts to joust with Sir Lucius, among all his giants, those Genoese also, and strike him stiff from his steed, with the strength of my hands, despite all those strong men that stand with him there. With all my retinue arrayed, I reckon it but little effort to make my road to Rome with my riotous knights. So in 7 whole days, with 60 knights, I shall be ready at sea to sail when you like. Then Sir Lot laughs and speaks loudly to all. I like it that Sir Lucius does long for sorrow. Now he wants for war, so his worries begin. It is our fate to wreak all the wrath of our fathers. I make my vow to God and the holy vernicle, that if I see the Romans who are so held with renown, arrayed in their armour on the field all around, I shall, for the reverence of the Round Table, ride all through their army, its rearguard and battles, making ready ways, with room through those ranks that will run with red blood as my steed rushes. And he that follows my faring and comes first after me shall find in my full steps my foe dead and fallen. And the conqueror kindly comforts these knights and lords them all greatly, and most lordly of ours. May all wielding God worship you all. Let me not want for others while I reign in this world, for my esteem and manhood you maintain on earth, and all my honour completely where other kings rule. My wealth and the worship of all this rich world has come from your conquest to ennoble my crown. You need fear for no foes, who leads such folk. Always fresh for more fighting in the field at the ready, a cow before no king that lives under Christ. When I see you all sound, no one shall beset me. And then I gotta flip it. Sorry about that, another technical difficulty. Then those dukes and earls descended to dance, and in that hall they assembled, and so supped together all those seemly lords with most noble splendour. Then that right royal king charms all these knights with a righteous revelling of all his Round Table, till 7 days had passed, when the senator asks with audacious words, what shall the emperor be told? After Epiphany, with his proposals discussed by peers of the parliament, prelates and others, the king in his council room, courteous and noble, calls for those Romans, and replies by himself, Great well, Lucius, your lord, do not lessen these words. If you be loyal liegeman, let him know soon. I shall at Lammas take leave, and lodge at my will, at leisure in his lands, with my lords aplenty, and reign as their ruler, taking rest where I like. By the river of Rhone I shall hold my Round Table, and seize the funds by my faith of all those fair realms, no matter his might nor his menace, nor contempt in his eyes. And I will march over the mountains into his mainlands, to Milan most marvellous, and wind down its walls, and neither shall I leave in Lorraine nor Lombardy no noble alive who keeps his laws there, and turn towards Tuscany when I think it's time, and ride all those broad lands with my red-blooded knights, and bid him rescue himself for the sake of his honour, and meet me for his manhood in his homelands. I shall be found in France at his first asking, the first day of February in those fair marches. My throat is sore. Thank you for listening.